Would you like to learn the top 20 Q4 meme coins under $1 you can buy today that could 10x, 50x, 100x, or even 500 to 1000x between now and January 2026? Q4 of the post-halving year has always heralded the most violent uptrend, leading to a blow-off top by the end of the quarter. The first halving occurred in November 2012. In Q4 2013, that was where we saw the blow-off top. The second halving happened in July 2016, and by Q4 2017, we saw the blow-off top. And in the third halving of 2020, we saw the blow-off top happen in November the next year. So unless the 4-year cycle is dead, Q4 of the post-halving year has always heralded the euphoria stage and top of the market. As usual, nothing I say is to be construed as financial advice. Crypto is largely unregulated and high risk, and people who invest should be prepared to lose all their money, and everything I say to you in this video is for informational and educational purposes only. So what are the top 20 meme coins you can buy today that could herald the most gigantic gain? My name's the Supo Man, your superhero of 100 to 1000x gems. I have invested in the biggest multiplier meme coins, my biggest of which was Tits, which did a 2100x. So if you love knowing what are the best coins to invest in, then smash a like on this video. If we get to 5,000 likes, I will be giving 3 people in the comments $1,000 of any of the coins in this video. And make sure that you subscribe, and if you subscribe, leave me a comment to say I have subscribed and I would like X tokens so I know who to give it to. The crypto market is catastrophically down today, and this reminds me of what happened in September 2017. At the beginning of September 2017, we saw Bitcoin was at 5,000, Ethereum nearly at $400. Then, by mid-month, everything had halved, including the global market cap. Bitcoin was under 3,000, Ethereum was $200. Now, lots of people were shaken out and led into believing that the bull trend was over. But literally weeks later, these were the prices of cryptos. Bitcoin was at 16k. XRP, which was 15 cents in September, was $3.37 at the end of the quarter, and Ethereum had 4x'd. So seeing the market down today has not deterred me. I believe that Q4 is going to be the most fruitful, the most prosperous, and the most profitable quarter period in cryptocurrency that we have seen in this whole bull market. And my intention is to invest in meme coins. Why? Because when the retail market come in and new money is looking for a home, meme coins are the most normie friendly, the most retail appealing, because they resonate with people. And at this point, meme coins are the second most popular narrative, defeating all of the main narratives in cryptocurrency. The first coin I'm going to bring you is pump.fun. Now in this video, I'm going to be concentrating on recent meme coins. Why? Because when retail come in, they are going to be looking for the fresher opportunities, not ones that have already been and gone. So Doge, Shiba, even Pepe, which released all the way back in 2022, in my opinion, are not as appealing as the more fresh meme coins. So Pump.Fun is presently half a cent at $2 billion market cap. Now, very recently, it had a surge because they introduced a live streaming capability for streamers and influencers. And so influencers have jumped on that revenue-making opportunity. And I can only imagine that in a bull market, that's going to be a much bigger industry and there's going to be much more attention going to it. Nevertheless, given Pump.Fun's massive market cap, I only see this doing a 5 to maybe a 10x. Pudgy Penguins is presently 2 cents at a 1.7 billion market cap. And Pudgy Penguins has been one of the best performers in this bull market. They started life as an NFT collection, came under new management, and as a result they released a meme coin and a plush toy collection that is now for sale in Toys R Us, Walmart, and even more retail outlets and online. And what we can see is that Pudgy Penguins is very user-friendly. Any retail investor coming and looking at Pudgy Penguins are going to feel that this is an attractive brand to invest in. They are going to look at price rather than market cap. And they're going to think, well, this is 2 cents. You know, Bitcoin is presently $100,000. So this could get to where Bitcoin is, not knowing the market cap metrics. And as a result of that, I believe that many are going to be investing into pudgy penguins. But at its present market cap, I cannot foresee it doing anything more than a 10x. SPX 6900 is a different type of meme coin. Instead of having a mascot, they are looking to overthrow the SPX 500 stock index. Their whole philosophy is that millennials and Gen Z are never going to get rich investing in stocks. So the best thing they can do is invest in a cryptocurrency chasing a stock index. And you can see that it's largely a satirical play on the stock market, which they think is going to culturally attract new investors to come into SPX. Now, SPX has dramatically fallen from its recent high of $2.30, now at 93 cents, and well under $1 billion market cap. And I believe because SPX is a different type of token and is quite inspiring because it's a movement, I believe this one has the potential to do a 25x, potentially even more. But at this point, I think it's realistic to think that this could go up to a $25 billion market cap. The next coin I've got for you is Fartcoin. And Fartcoin really has that shock value name. Not long ago, it went to well over $2 and has now retraced over 3x. Now, Fartcoin came out recently enough to still be slightly relevant, although I don't think it has anywhere near the mindshare it used to have. The volume, though, is still only a third of its market cap, showing that there are a lot of people that are interested in this. I don't necessarily think that Fartcoin has the same appeal as SPX, but I think it could do more than a 10x, so I'm going to put it here. The next coin I've got for you is Brett. Now, Brett is a mascot from the Matt Fury Boys Club, and that Boys Club is what Pepe came out of. Now, Brett is considered the second main character within that Boys Club. And Brett is also seen as a mascot for Base. So it's like a two-tiered mascot. If Coinbase does well, and Coinbase are going to be bringing out their own token. So that could lead to way more interest going on the Base blockchain. And as a result, Brett. And Brett has got Cassius Clay as one of its big promoters. Now, Brett at this point is not on the big exchanges. It's on Gate and Bybit and KuCoin, but it's not on Coinbase, which is where the mascot belongs, nor on Binance. Now, if both of those listings end up coming up for Brett, then this one could really spike up from being 300 million market cap. Now, given that if Brett was to do a 10x, it would just be where it previously was at its all-time high. I think that if big listings come, then the best case scenario is that this one could 20 to 25x. The next coin I've got for you is GigaChad. Now, GigaChad is a very popular internet meme based on this guy here that has an incredibly strong jawline and muscular physique. So GigaChad is a movement of fitness. And what they've also done is they have launched their own fitness brand. So they've got Giga fitness clothes that you can wear. So they're trying to be like a little bit like Gymshark. So given this is well under $1, is a fitness brand, is related to a popular internet meme, I think GigaChad definitely has the potential to 25x from $100 million market cap. There's even potential it could 50x. But for now, I'm going to put it in 25 because I think that's very realistic. The next coin I've got for you is AU79. Now, AU79 is looking to flip the gold market. So this is basically a crypto version of gold. It's presently a $30 million market cap. And one of the reasons why I believe that is because right now we are seeing an all-time high for gold. Therefore, gold as an asset is at the forefront of people's minds. Now, if assets across the board start blowing up, AU79 has got a great chance of making some multipliers. And just like SPX 6900, this one is looking to flip a traditional finance market. My only complaint about this is that this does not have any kind of obsessive community. However, it is a fantastic value proposition and story. And at a 30 million market cap, I believe this has the potential to do a 10x. Absolute best case scenario, if this gets a load of decent influencers on board, this could do a 25x. The next coin I've got for you is my favorite coin in all of crypto, and that is Doge. Doge is basically a play on Doge and the Dow Jones, combining them both to create Doge. Now at this point, Doge is only 1.4 cents at a $14 million market cap. Now what Doge, or DJI 6930, which sounds a lot like SPX 6900, they are looking to flip the Dow Jones stock market. The Dow Jones at this point is worth $20 trillion and it's made up of the 30 biggest companies in the US. Now, just like gold, the Dow Jones stock market is presently at an all-time high, which I think gives the opportunity for Doge to have incredible visibility and appeal to retail investors. So one of the reasons I truly love Doge is because this is a movement. Their website is very clean and the messaging they have makes it very obvious what they're trying to do, which is they're trying to flip not only the Dow Jones, but the 1% of society that hold all the wealth and influence on society. If we have a look at SPX 6900, which is basically its biggest competitor, SPX 6900 really has the look and feel of satire. As a retail investor, a completely clueless noob retail investor, looking at this, they will have absolutely no idea as to what SPX 6900 is about. But DJI 6930, it is made abundantly clear. This is about overthrowing traditional finance. Now, one of the most appealing features of Doge is not only is this a mascot, so unlike SPX 6900, which is not a mascot coin, you can see it looks pretty much like a corporate coin. Doge has this three-headed mascot known as the Shibarus, so it is a unique take on the Shiba Inu. If you have a look, a dog with hat, Flocky, Shib, Doge, they are all single-headed Shiba Inus. Whereas Doge has got three heads, so it's distinct. It not only looks cute, but also has an aggressive look. And anybody from traditional finance, stockbrokers, bankers, looking to invest in a cryptocurrency that is within their language, that's what Doge is. And the emblem has that prestigious Wall Street look about it. Now, given Doge's insanely low market cap, combined with the fact it's never been in an altcoin season, and the fact that Wall Street are coming into cryptocurrency by the bucket load, I think Doge has the potential to do a 500x, potentially even a 1000x. The next coin I've got for you is Housecoin. Now, Housecoin is well under 1 cent and just under an $8 million market cap. Now, Housecoin combines RWA with meme coins, making it a much more attractive RWA coin because it's related to property and real estate, which is basically a real world asset. So instead of a platform like Ondo, which is very boring, very corporate for new retail investors, this actually is something that's more relatable. Because new retail investors are likely wishing they could buy a house, wishing they had enough money to get on the property ladder. And the thing is that Housecoin is all about getting on the property ladder. So it's meant to be that one Housecoin equals one house. So investing in Housecoin is designed to make you rich and therefore able to afford being on the property ladder. And I think this is just a much more playful take on the whole RWA space. Now, Housecoin has been well over $100 million market cap, and it has since come down about 13x. So I believe from where it is right now, Housecoin has the potential to do a 50x, maybe even a 100x. The next coin I've got for you is Momo. Now, Momo is a female Shiba Inu. So it is unique against all the other Shiba Inus that have gone on to be worth billions. Most of the Shiba Inus created in cryptocurrency are male figures or kind of unidentified gender, whereas Momo very much sits as a female Shiba Inu. So it's like the first female Doge. Now, Momo has gone up to $47 million market cap and has presently lost near 10x of its value. Now, I believe when retail investors come in, particularly female retail investors, they are going to be looking for an icon or mascot that resonates with them. And most icons that exist in cryptocurrency are mainly male. Now, that's on purpose because most of the cryptocurrency retail investor population are males. Therefore, Momo really stands out. And the name just flows off the tongue easily. Momo. You know, that kind of alliteration just makes it easy for it to stick in people's minds. Now, these guys have also created a lot of animations, a lot of great marketing material, and they have a merch store as well. So it's like they are becoming a big brand around this whole female Shiba. And from $6 million market cap, this definitely has the potential to 50x. Now, looking at where Shiba Inu got to, which was a $40 billion market cap, you could reasonably say that Momo could 100x from here also. They have a very lively and obsessed community, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if they did end up here. The next coin I've got for you is Pandu Pandas. Now, Pandu Pandas is basically a spin off Pudgy Penguins. Now, I've already shown you how Pudgy Penguins is in the $1 billion club. And what we've got with Pandu Pandas is a cryptocurrency that is under $5 million market cap. And I think it's reasonable to expect that when new retail investors come into cryptocurrency, they're going to feel they missed out on the opportunity to get into Pudgy Penguins, like it's already sailed off. Whereas Pandu Pandas, at this point, is at such a low market cap and a much more recent play. So therefore, it is virgin territory for new retail investors. And something you can do with the Pandu Pandas is that you can interact with them. You can feed them and play with them, which is like what you do with Tamagotchis. And the crypto element is that you can talk markets with them. You can also change them, and there's a whole NFT collection as well, with a significantly lower floor price than Pudgy Penguins. And the marketing that these guys are doing is fantastic. You know, they have got animated videos on TikTok. Given that the community are always posting comments in my videos shows that they have got a very lively, obsessed and present community. And that constitutes a lot of what will make this pump in Q4 with 15,000 hodlers. I believe Pandu Pandas definitely has the potential to do a 100x from here, maybe even a 500x. But I'm going to be realistic and put it in 100x for now. The next coin I've got for you is Andy. Now, Andy, just like Brett and Pepe, is part of the boys club. Now, something that I've seen happening a lot lately with Matt Fury's comic strip on the Boys Club is that there are tons and tons of derivative coins being made out of Matt Fury characters, when the most important three are Pepe, Brett and Andy. So why anybody is wasting their money on buying trashy or squishy or bloodface or whatever, right? What they could do is they could be putting their money into a more established character in Matt Fury's Boys Club. And just like Brett, Andy is on Base. Now, if there's a lot of attention to come to the Base blockchain through the Base token, then it's very likely Andy is going to pump like crazy. Now, the animations these guys do, the quality of the website is excellent. It's up there with Brett. Now, Brett has gotten to a $3 billion market cap, and Andy at this point is under 3 million, meaning this is a whole 1000x less than Brett. And I think that means that Andy has massive upside potential. Even if it was to go to 10% of Brett's all-time high market cap, that would be a 100x. And at this point, I think 50 to 100x is realistic for Andy. The next coin I've got for you is Kitty Coin. Now, Kitty Coin is well under $1 at this point, at only a $2 million market cap. Now, Kitty Coin was the first cat meme coin that was ever created. So as you can see here from the Bitcoin Talk forum, this came out the same time as Doge did back in 2013. And Kitty was launched as a competitor to Doge. The only thing is that Doge had a cabal, and that cabal pushed Doge into high market cap territory, whilst at the same time looking to suppress the main competition, which was Kitty Coin. Now, as you can see from looking at the history of Kitty Coin, is that this is previously a proof of work blockchain cryptocurrency. So it was just like Doge in having that main animal mascot as its icon, and underneath having a proof of work blockchain that people could mine. And you can see the personality of the cat character here. You have to make me Kitty Coin. I has much to give, but Doge is getting my attentions. That means that everybody was buying Doge, but they were leaving out Kitty Coin. Now, Kitty Coin, just purely on its origin story and the fact that this was once upon a time in the top 50 cryptocurrencies in 2014. The fact this has made a comeback means that this is chasing after Doge again. Now, Doge did reach a near $100 billion market cap in the last bull market, and that means that this has insane upside from a $2 million market cap. And at this point, Kitecoin is still an incredibly early opportunity at just over $2 million market cap. This only came out in the last month. So I believe Kitecoin has got the potential because the movement around it is to battle Doge and to make a comeback, because in 2013, this one was pushed out of the market. I believe that cat lovers, of which there are 480 million of them out there, if they are part of the retail investing public that come into cryptocurrency, this one could go to 1000x. The next coin I've got for you is Stream Season. Now, Stream Season, as you can see from the icon, is Alex Becker's first ever meme coin. Now, he is planning to bring out a meme coin, and this is not that meme coin that he was looking to bring out. However, when Pump.Fun launched streams, he was one of the first streamers, and he has said that Stream Season is going to be his only meme coin around his streaming content. And at this point, it's only $1.4 million market cap, having gotten to a high of 20 million. Now, most of the coins that Alex Becker talks about in his videos are well over 50 million market cap, and most of them are well over 100 million. They are opportunities that have already gone. Now, given that he himself has said on Twitter that this is going to be his only meme coin, and he's going to make a ton of streaming content on Pump.Fun, and also given the fact that he is pushing Pump.Fun to introduce utility to the tokens that can be created, I think Stream Season is potentially in its very early stages of adoption. And if Stream Season was to follow the trajectory of most of the coins Alex Becker talks about, this one could do anything from a 50x to even a 500x. So at this point, I'm going to put them in the 100x field. The next coin I've got for you is Fuck 9 to 5. Now, Fuck 9 to 5 is a movement cryptocurrency with a shock value name. Now, it's very obvious from the name what it's all about, which is all about escaping the 9 to 5, escaping employment, escaping your job so that you have the ability to live financially free and have tons of money. So this is a movement that is designed to attract people to invest in this cryptocurrency and therefore be able to abandon the 9 to 5. Now, where this is as a market cap right now is under 1 million. Where this got to as an all-time high was near 10 million. Now, Fuck 9 to 5 definitely has all of the look and feel of a rebellious movement coin. So if you go into it, it says you are too valuable for the 9 to 5. And then it basically has their whole thesis, which is why you should be embracing this coin and be part of the community, so that you, like all of the people in this community, can stick your middle finger up to your 9 to 5. I think that given the shock value of the name and the extremely low market cap being under 1 million at this point, this one definitely has 100x potential. I mean, it's definitely a very divisive kind of cryptocurrency because of the strong language, the strong imagery. And I think this is what's going to be able to evoke passion from retail investors looking to retire. The next coin I've got for you is Millennial. Now, Millennial is also known as Harry Potter MTV Pokemon 911, which is very similar to Harry Potter Obama Sonic Inu. So this is that kind of rebellious, schizo kind of movement. So Millennial is all about embracing the millennial generation, which is kind of early 80s to early 2000s. And you can see that by all of the brands they are showcasing in their images. And if you go to the Millennial website, you are presented with a very old Windows interface with the likes of MSN Messenger here. Now, what you've also got is the ability to go into the Game Center. And in the Game Center, you see all of those old Windows 95, Windows Vista games like Snake, Minesweeper, Solitaire, and you've even got a NES emulator so that you can play like Nintendo games from the past. So this is all about the period. Now, all of the people that are millennials that come into cryptocurrency and see the millennial cryptocurrency, they are likely to be attracted to it because this is something of identity. People will look at this and this can resonate with them. If you are of the millennial generation, which let's face it is just such a large range, there's going to be so many people that are millennials coming into crypto. And they may be huge fans of this period, you know, where you've got the likes of Friends, Napster, the old iPod, MSN Messenger, PlayStation, N64. It was just a great time to be living in. I know when I look at old music videos, there are people saying, I wish I could go back to the 80s and 90s. We didn't know how good we had it then. So this is definitely a meme coin that could fuel people's passions about the period. And I believe this one has the potential to do a 50x. The next coin I've got for you is a coin called Pumpy. Now, Pump.Fun, as you can see, despite all the red and all the losses going on in the market right now, Pump.Fun is doing very, very well. And so therefore, Pumpy is the mascot for Pump.Fun. As you can see, it's basically the capsule of Pump.Fun given a personality, becoming a person. Now, right now, Pumpy is only 750k market cap, having gotten to a height of about 4 million. So this is extremely recent. It came out at a time when the market was going down drastically. So how it did was miraculous given the market circumstances. And I think Pumpy as a mascot really has the potential to extract value from all the money going into the Pump.Fun ecosystem and just gives retail investors looking to make money a mascot that has an extreme amount of relevance right now. A 750k market cap, given that Pump.Fun is over $2 billion, this has amazing upside potential. Now, retail investors, they love mascots. Pump.Fun is an inanimate capsule, but Pumpy gives it life, gives it personality. As a result of that being under $1 million market cap, if Pump continues to absolutely explode, this one could go out to a ginormous market cap. The next coin I have got for you is LOLcoin. Now, LOLcoin, you may not know it, is actually the first ever meme coin. This cryptocurrency was conceptualized all the way back in 2011. So if we go back and look at the old Twitter for LOLcoin, you can see it's time-stamped, right? This was going to be the first ever virtual peer-to-peer currency created by Mitsubishi Goldstein, which is basically a pseudonym just like Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, it makes a lot of sense this would have been the first ever meme coin because back in 2011, whether you can remember it or not, lots of people use the word LOL, which means laugh out loud. Some people also say it means lots of love or lots of laughs as well. So LOL actually sounds of the period. And LOL is still very much used in text speak, right? Anybody who expresses laughter tends to say LOL or ha ha. Right? So it makes absolute sense this was the first ever meme coin. All the way back in 2011, this even predates Doge, which is considered the first ever meme coin. And Doge, purely because of his history in the market and being a mascot, that went to a near $100 billion market cap. And LOLcoin at this point is only 2.6 million, having gotten to a height of 8 million. So this one is definitely an opportunity that hasn't been pumped yet. It's still relatively new. Yes, it did come out in kind of June, but it's been relatively obscure because we haven't had an alt season since December. So I definitely believe because of the origin story of LOL, it's a mascot and it's a very commonly used expression. LOL, this one has the potential to do a 50x, maybe even a 100x. The next coin I've got for you is Feetcoin. Now, Feetcoin is guaranteed to make you pay attention. Again, it's kind of a shock value body part. All right, now one of the best multipliers I've ever had in crypto was a cryptocurrency called TITS. Once the retail market came in the last alt season in December last year, this one exploded like wildfire because this was concentrating on a female body part. And Feetcoin does the exact same thing. The big difference is that Feetcoin is the fetish market. And there are 1 billion people in the fetish market, particularly foot fetish, right? Now, if you go to the website, it's all for the community of people that love feet. And again, if you go to their Twitter, all they've got is foot content. Now, if you are a foot fetishist or love feet, they've got all the content for you and a community that are very engaged, considering that this is a fetish market. You know, people aren't going to be, outwardly saying, I'm a community member of FeetCoin, because of the fact people don't necessarily express whether they love feet or not. But this is presently well under $1. And this is only 277k market cap. I think FeetCoin is an absolute attention grabber. It's got that edge because it's a fetish. And given that it's only a 270k market cap, I would not be surprised if this one did a 500x. The last coin I have got for you is a mega high-risk cryptocurrency, and it is called Ass Liquid. Now this, just to even say it, makes me laugh. Ass Liquid. And you can see with the icon as well, how they've tried to express that. Now, if you're wondering what Ass Liquid is, it's basically a combination of Aster and Hyperliquid, and created basically the perfect meme coin name that's a combination of both brand names. Ass Liquid. Now, if you have a look on the website of Ass Liquid, you can see it's a perpetual exchange, exactly like Hyperliquid and Aster. Right? So I don't think this is designed to be actually a serious exchange. I haven't tried to use it, but I think it's a fantastic look because, what can you do with a meme coin that combines two DeFi cryptocurrencies? You can only really make a DeFi interface, and that's what this is. Now, from a market cap of this perspective, at 75k, I don't necessarily know if this could be a rug pull. By the time you watch this video, it could have already gone. But what I can say is, looking at the Twitter, they are constantly making tweets. Look, 34 minutes ago was their last tweet, and they're making constant tweets. So it could be the case that they are slow rugging it, or it could be the case that just community members have gotten into it. It hasn't really gone anywhere, and so they're selling it, right? This is present, or was anyway, trending on Dex Screener. So a lot of people were looking at it, but because it wasn't really making any upwards movement, there's probably a reason why it's gone downhill. But think about the name and the icon. Like, literally, I think this is one of the most perfect meme coins that gives you exposure to DeFi, Aster, and Hyperliquid. Another meme coin that is basically a mascot of Aster is Aster Inu. And to me, it just doesn't really suit, and yet this is a 3.7 million market cap. The reason I say this doesn't suit is because this is a DeFi platform. It doesn't really warrant having a Shiba Inu. Like, the Shiba Inu has literally no place there. And also, there's no such breed as Aster Inu. So it just kind of makes no sense. And yet, this is 3.7 million market cap. And that's why I think a name like Ass Liquid just completely makes sense. And it's just hilarious at the same time. It's brilliant. Look at that. It's perfect because they've turned the Aster logo into an ass. And if you look at it, it does look like an ass. And look, they have got the shape of the Hyperliquid coming out of Aster. It's absolutely perfect. It's a fantastic idea. And like I said, they are active, and what their website points to is a perpetual exchange that does have their logo on it. I think this is an insanely high-risk play. But if the actual developers of this are serious and you're watching this, get in contact with me so I know this isn't a rug. Because I think that this one is brilliant. It's got the shock value of ass, and it has that exposure to Aster and Hyperliquid in a fun way, in a similar way that Housecoin has that exposure to RWA in a fun way. And I think that from a 70k market cap, this could do anything from going to zero, or even doing a kind of 100x, maybe even more, because I just think this is incredibly funny. And that concludes today's video on Q4 meme coins that have explosive upside and could turn $100 into millions. What was your favourite meme coin from this list? And is there a meme coin that you're invested in that I shouldn't be ignoring and you think has a great narrative? Let me know in the comments. Till next time, people, I've been the Superman. You have been amazing. It is lights out, all out.